And our correspondent Shubhendu Ghosh is joining us now from the newsroom in New Delhi. Shubhendu, tell us about how the evacuation process is being carried out.
Well, Munmun, this evacuation could be as dramatic as it could possibly be. We understand that Syria is, as we speak, a conflict zone. Therefore, the airspace had been shut down for some time. Therefore, the closest safe haven, that is Lebanon, could not be reached by plane. So the Indian mission ensured that the Indians who were to be evacuated were taken in a bus to Lebanon border, and the Indian mission officials accompanied those to be evacuated to Lebanon border. There, the Lebanon Indian embassy in Lebanon, their officials took over. They ensured speedy immigration. We also can stitch together a picture of how the experience must have been for these evacuees from what they shared. It is also a display of India's diplomatic prowess and goodwill at the same time, with the manner in which this efficient evacuation could take place. 77 Indian individuals have been evacuated to Lebanon, and from there, in batches, they're coming safely back home to India. Some landed in New Delhi this morning. 2 flights landed. Some 7 individuals came back home. More flights are scheduled. There is another one this evening, and then the corresponding days. It is expected till at least 1st of January next year, these evacuation flights will continue. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as MEA, has also said that more people who may be in trouble, who want to come back home, the mission will provide all possible help. Those who did want to have already been moved to safer locations in Lebanon. So that was how the evacuation took place. But what is also significant is the efficient manner in which it was coordinated by the mission officials. It was different from many other recent evacuations that we've seen, in that sense that it wasn't as if a mass of people were moved together. Here we see in batches, people are being taken to safety, and now they're coming home one after the other in commercial flights. Munmun?
Yes, Shubhendu, also how is the situation in Syria unfolding as we speak, and what do we know about talks on a post-Assad Syria?
Experts, Munmun, say that it is a transformative moment for Syria. There are hopes, expectations, at the same time concerns as well. The fall of Assad's regime is seen as a milestone for most people in Syria. They're celebrating freedoms that they could never imagine in past half a century under the Assad family, especially the brutality of the Assad rule as it is coming out one by one. Does put to light the new aspirations of the people of Syria. But there are concerns as well. The HTS group, led by Mohammed al-Julani, is still officially, if we look at the Western perspective, is still a proscribed terrorist, belongs to a proscribed terrorist group. Although al-Julani, in a certain recent interview to a media channel, has spoken about that he must be judged over his action, that his past does not merit the description of what his future plans are. In his address, he did envision a Syria where every individual, every community, minorities who've been in conflict with the majority population, he says that the new Syria will have space for everyone. And this fall of regime of Assad, in fact, marks a new beginning for Syria. But we'll have to see how words translate into action. Meanwhile, there are a lot of developments taking place in Syria. Israel continues to pound areas surrounding the buffer zone. Israel has its own concerns. We know that the Assad regime was particularly anti-Israel. Israel is concerned that there may still be ammunition, may still be groups which could come back to activity against Israel. So it wants to take this opportunity to ensure it completely cleanses parts of Israel that it sees as a threat for itself. Meanwhile, the United Nations has said that there's a new moment for Syria, and no country should exploit this opportunity or take over any region of Syria. The geographical unity of Syria is extremely important at this moment. There's another meeting underway in Jordan, as you mentioned, critical in the sense that leaders from the West, from EU, from the United States, from the Arab worlds are all sitting together to think about a way forward that is going to be inclusive, which is also going to speak about the unity of diverse factions. Remember, Syria has been defined for a long time by different factions competing for space and prominence. India also has put forth a statement in the context of the conflict that it hopes that unity would now prevail on a moment as historic as this, but it remains to be seen the manner in which Muhammad al-Julani, who seems to be the man in charge of the situation in Syria at the moment, the manner in which he turns to action the promises that he's made.
Shubhendu Ghosh reporting from New Delhi.